The Galactic Academy's combat training hall buzzed with anticipation. Students from across known space gathered in their designated sections: Draxians, with their scaled hides, Valkorians with their multiple sensory appendages, and a handful of humans, still considered newcomers to the interstellar community. Emily Carter sat quietly in the back row, her datapad displaying tactical formations she'd been studying since dawn. Her brown hair was tied back in a practical ponytail, and her gray eyes remained fixed on the screen, ignoring the whispers around her. "Look at the human," sneered a voice that carried across the amphitheater. Probably memorizing how to surrender properly, Emily didn't look up. She'd heard worse in her 3 months at the academy. Erling Vostarak, a towering Draxian warrior standing nearly 8 feet tall, descended the stairs toward her section. His crimson scales gleamed under the artificial lighting, and his reputation as the Academy's most aggressive combat student preceded him like a shadow. He'd challenged 17 opponents in the past month. All 17 had required medical attention. "Human," Erling boomed, his voice resonating with the natural authority of his species. "I'm told your kind believes itself worthy of joining the Galactic Defense Force. This seems unlikely." Emily finally looked up, her expression neutral. "And yet, here I am." Erling's fanged mouth curved into something resembling a smile. "Here you sit, yes, hiding behind your datapad while real warriors train." He planted one clawed hand on her desk, leaning close enough that she could smell the sulfuric tang of his breath. "I challenge you, Emily Carter, now, in front of everyone. Let's see if humans are warriors or merely clever animals who stumbled into the stars." The hall fell silent. Even Instructor Kelanos, a veteran Valkorian tactician, paused mid-lecture. Emily set down her datapad with deliberate care. "You're certain? Terrified already?" Erling laughed, a sound like grinding stones. "The Academy allows refusal. No one would blame a human for recognizing her limitations." Emily stood. At 5'6", she barely reached Erling's chest. "I accept." The combat arena's force fields activated with a hum, creating a 30-meter circle of shimmering energy. Erling strode to the center, cracking his knuckles, a gesture he'd learned from human entertainment broadcasts, used specifically to intimidate. Emily entered from the opposite side, her movements economical and controlled. She wore the standard Academy training uniform, a adaptive bodysuit designed to protect, while allowing full mobility. "Standard rules," Instructor Kelanos announced, his fur eyes rotating to observe both combatants. "Victory by submission, incapacitation, or surrender. Lethal force is prohibited. Begin." Erling charged immediately, his massive frame deceptively fast. His species had evolved on a high-gravity world, making them naturally stronger than most beings in standard environments. Emily didn't retreat. Instead, she moved laterally at the last possible second, her hand shooting out to strike Erling's knee joint as he passed. The blow seemed insignificant against his armored scales, but Erling's next step faltered slightly. "You'll have to do better than." Erling's taunt cut off as Emily's follow-up strike hit the same knee from a different angle. He spun, swinging one massive arm in an arc designed to catch her regardless of which direction she dodged. Emily dropped flat, rolling forward between his legs and rising behind him. Her elbow drove into the soft tissue behind his other knee. Erling roared, more in frustration than pain, and executed a reverse sweep that would have shattered concrete. Emily had already moved, circling to maintain position behind him. "Stand still, coward." Erling bellowed. "No," Emily replied simply. The exchange continued for another minute. Erling attacked with devastating force, each blow capable of ending the fight instantly. None connected. Emily moved with surgical precision, landing strikes that seemed insignificant but accumulated with mathematical certainty. Then Erling made his mistake, overcommitting to a downward strike. He left his center line exposed for a fraction of a second. Emily's palm strike hit Erling's solar plexus with her full body weight behind it. The Draxian's eyes widened in shock. Before he could recover, Emily had secured his arm, using his own momentum against him as she dropped to one knee. The throw was textbook perfect. 8 feet and 400 pounds of Draxian warrior crashed to the mat. With enough force to rattle the force field. Emily maintained the joint lock, applying pressure to Erling's elbow at an angle that threatened dislocation. Submit. Erling struggled, his superior strength allowing him to begin rising despite the lock. Emily adjusted instantly, her other hand striking a nerve cluster at the base of his neck, a vulnerable point she'd noted in her anatomical studies of Draxian physiology. Erling's left side went temporarily numb. He collapsed again. Submit, Emily repeated, her voice showing neither triumph nor anger. Or I escalate. You cannot defeat me, Erling gasped. I am Draxian. I am. Emily's next strike hit 3 nerve clusters in rapid succession. Erling's body convulsed involuntarily, his muscles responding to neural overload rather than his commands. You picked this fight, Emily said quietly, her gray eyes hard as steel. I'm ending it. Last chance. Submit. Instructor Kalanos moved closer to the force field, ready to intervene if necessary. Erling tried one final surge of strength. Emily responded by transitioning to a chokehold that cut off blood flow to his brain. Without crushing his windpipe, a hold she'd practiced 10,000 times. 5 seconds later, Erling's hand slapped the mat 3 times. Emily released immediately and stepped back as the force field deactivated. Medical staff rushed to check on Erling, who sat up slowly, his pride more damaged than his body. The hall erupted in shocked murmurs. Emily walked calmly to retrieve her datapad, ignoring the stares. Ms. Carter, Instructor Kalanos called. Exceptional technique, though perhaps you could have ended it sooner. Emily paused. I gave him multiple opportunities to surrender with dignity. He refused them all. As she passed Erling, now on his feet but supported by medics, she stopped briefly. My kind didn't stumble into the stars, Vostarok. We clawed our way up from a death world where everything tried to kill us. We learned to fight smart, not just hard. Remember that. She left the arena without looking back. Returning to her seat to resume studying tactical formations, Erling watched her go, touching his bruised throat thoughtfully. For the first time since arriving at the academy, he felt something unfamiliar, respect for a species he'd dismissed as weak. The humans, it seemed, were full of surprises.